information about parenting and leadership at intouch.org.
Good morning.
You can hear today's
Happy
message
Monday.
again and listen to
I
previous
wish I had all
programs
that
at our
energy coming
website.
out of my voice,
And
but
if you'd like to
I
take
don't.
in touch with you,
I didn't want to get up.
choose from our selection of podcasts. These
After I took
resources
my
and
nice
much
warm
more
shower,
can be found
all I
at
wanted to do was go back to bed.
intouch.org.
So
And
I don't
if today's
have that
program has
bubbly.
encouraged you to become the
But it is
person God
Monday,
intended you to
and
be,
I am up.
we'd love to hear
And if
from
you're
you.
listening to this, you're up.
Romans 12
So-
lists exhortation as one of the gifts of the Spirit. If you like to encourage others, that might be your gift. Learn about
I
it
didn't
Tuesday
plan that.
on In Touch with Dr.
I
Joe
was just
Stanley.
happened to tune in. No school this week, so headed a little bit earlier, not doing a bus stop run, and I caught Dr. Stanley, and he was talking about listening to our children. How we need to learn to listen to them while they're little, learn to listen to them while they're teenagers, turn all of our stuff that's in our head that we think we need to have them listen to off. Otherwise, when the day comes that you'll, as a parent, want them to listen, they won't be available because you never taught them how important they were. Anyway, something like that. That's why I'm not a theologian, but it's common sense. Be present for your children. Put the phones down. Spend quality time with them. Let them know they can always come to you for anything and not be afraid. And yes, there's a boundary. There's a fine line. You can always, always, always be there for your child as a parent, no matter what they get into, and help guide them through. But don't enable them and don't become their friend. Just a friend. Because once you cross the boundary of you're no longer the parent and you're the friend, then they're just going to do whatever they want. They're going to think, excuse me, whatever they want is okay. Don't let it get that far. Quality time. Guidelines. Boundaries. Learn boundaries yourself. Teach them boundaries. And most importantly, teach them what respect is. Respect of themselves, respect of others. Teach them accountability. Teach them loyalty. What it really means. Not just being loyal to the friends that they're hanging with at the time. That when something goes wrong, those friends are going to disappear and they're left on their own. So yeah, Dr. Stanley actually had some good words, even though I caught the last bits and pieces of it. But with that being said, you guys know how to go out. If you're out on the internet now, then I'm sure you're able to go look up what his podcast was this morning. I like listening to him. I listen to a whole bunch of them. Usually I start very early. Got to get motivated. Got another challenge coming up for April, so I need to start picking up my pace again and get some of this energy that I have flowing. Kind of been at a stalemate. Anyway, sipping my coffee. Brandon? Oh, I'm hoping that the main highway traffic is not going to be a disaster as it was last week. Now the time change has really messed everybody up, but man, several places there were just really bad accidents. Lots of prayer. Y'all may not believe in that, but I do. Prayer is a powerful thing. It's gotten me through my life long before I became a Jesus freak. And quite honestly, where it's written, the amount of love and forgiveness that Jesus gives, who wouldn't want to be a Jesus freak? Who wouldn't want to see life through his eyes? Alright, yeah, kind of crazy question because there's many people that aren't. All I'm saying is it's not going to hurt anything to try. It's not going to hurt anything to learn. It's not going to hurt anything to dive in and find positive people that believe, that want what's good, that believe in humanity. Everybody's broken. Everybody's got something. They can keep their demons in their closet all they want, but they know they walk around and they've got something that weighs them down. Some little secret that's happened or they're feeling, that they're going through, that they don't want anybody to know, but they walk around and life's okay. It's okay for most of us, yeah. It's okay for most of the time, but there's always those days. And it's okay to not be okay. We are messengers, said so. Yeah. I've always listened to music, and music always tells a story. When I listen to some of the music from back in the day when I was a kid, it takes me back. Takes me back to hanging out and going to concerts up at SPAC. Takes me back to, what was that? God, I can't even think of it right now. The theater downtown Albany. Not the big one that they have now. But the old movie theater in Albany where all the concerts used to be. I can't think of that. If any of my peeps from the Albany area are listening to this and you know what I'm talking about, text me and let me know. But all the concerts we used to go to, I'm surprised I can remember anything back then. There used to be some crazy kids, but music has always been a driving force. Always, 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 and it still is. Yep, I still listen to all kinds of music. Still love being around all kinds of live music. I do regret I never learned to play an instrument because I've always loved guitar and drums, but it's all good. I write. That's what I do. And talk. Sometimes what I talk about doesn't make sense, but sometimes it does. Not proclaiming to be anything fancy. That's for sure. All I know is that certain things trigger. The message today, like I said, Dr. Stanley was talking about, as adults, as parents, we need to learn to listen to our kids. And we know, those of us that are grown, that have been through life, it's hard. It's hard as a kid growing up, especially in the world today. So why wouldn't you want to do the best you can to help guide them to be the best they can? Protect them from all that's temporary, but all that's bad. So yeah, if you're sitting there with the phone in your hand and it's 9 o'clock in the morning and you got a baby crawling around or something, you need to put that phone down and you need to go take care of your child. If you got a kid sitting there asking you questions or wanting to do something with them, put the phone down and go spend some quality time with them. You won't get their time back. Once they're grown, they're grown. I worked my entire kid's life out. I'll be working the rest of my life out just because now I'm in a habit of I gotta be busy. But if we look at our world today and all the entitlement that so many think they deserve, because many of of us just got caught up in our world of working and giving and supporting, and that's the way it was supposed to be. So what do? We just give. But they really don't get anything from the material items that we've given. They're never satisfied. They will always think they deserve something. And as we can see, the respect and logic and loyalty that certain generations of this world has right now is diminished. The thought process of what the future should be is really out the door. And most importantly, humanity is pitted against each other. And it shouldn't be. It should never be. We all bleed red. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you think. We all bleed red. Mandisa wrote that, or Mandisa sings that song too. I don't know if Toby wrote that or Mandisa did. I don't know. But anyway, the bottom line is we're all human. We're all jacked up on the inside, and some of us are packaged really, really good on the outside. But we're a hot mess. We're still chasing things that are never going to give us what we need. And then we turn to things like drugs. And then once the drugs get in our system, it takes us over, and we're not who we're used to be, and many don't come back. And then those that do try to come back, sometimes it's way too late, or God lets them come back and get a taste of life, and then they suffer. I'm going to tell you, I've been blessed. I started out as a rough kid, and I have been blessed, but to be allowed to get through this life, to be allowed to put myself through college, to be allowed to make something of my life more than what everybody else thought. To be allowed to teach my kids that no matter what they do, as long as they're happy and they are the best they can be, not at the expense of anyone else. Yeah, it's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I've made a ton of them in my lifetime. And I can sit there and I can blame it on parents not being available. But even back then, even back in my time, growing up with my friends in the 70s and the 80s, even when our parents were out there working, there was respect. Maybe it's because we didn't have all the gadgets and gizmos that are thrown at us nowadays. We didn't have the funds. You know, a job back then was, what, $30,000 a year, if that, and then you were rich. I don't know. I'll never try to find the logic of why things happen the way they do. I just know that my generation, even today, still holds respect for ourselves and for everyone around us. And loyalty means something. And accountability means something. Even the worst of us, the ones that always got themselves into trouble and thought that was the way it's supposed to be, they held accountability. They held the accountability that they owned whatever they got into. So I don't know, this tangent that sparked in me, I don't know. Dr. Stanley, thank you very much. Yeah, means a lot. When your kids, when your grandkids, if you have them, and that's the other thing, I love my grandbabies. They have been with me. They have kept me young. They have given me life. And I will be broken when they move on. But the choice is mine, not because they have to be there, not because my daughter's not around or whatever. Yeah, life is jacked up, like I said, but the choice is mine. When we as grandparents have to go rescue our grandchildren because our children can't function, because our children have gotten caught up and they can't make way, and they forget who they are and they forget their responsibilities if they have children. I thank the Lord every day that has not happened. But when it does happen, it should. It should not. Life happens. And thankfully, parents are able to step out and help their nieces and nephews. Parents and grandparents are able to help their kids. Families should stick together. Families should be there, not fighting against each other, not trying to call out each other, because nobody's perfect. But families should be sticking together and helping each other and teaching and raising up the next generation. So I got news for you. That lack of respect, that lack of loyalty, and that lack of accountability, those beautiful babies that were given to you as a blessing are going to be the same ones that take care of you and other people in a nursing home. And they're not going to care. They're only going to be there because they have to make a couple of dollars to do whatever thing they think is important. So, respect is a big, big factor. You should respect yourselves. You respect everything that's around you, because nothing you have belongs to you. And we can go back through the recent storms over the past few years, and it doesn't matter if you're coming from some big, rich, famous place or if you're coming from nothing. Anything you have can be given to you to grow and blossom into something beautiful. Or all of that stuff you have can be wiped out in a split second. You, me, doesn't matter. What lasts forever is how you raise up your children, how you carry yourself, the memories you make, the family you bond with, the friends you bond with. Nothing will change that. If you're going through it, all I know is, yeah, I got a friend in Jesus. Amen to that. I can remember as a little kid listening at church one time, my Aunt Nikki's church. Aunt Nikki, if you're listening to this, I love you. And all the people singing, I got a friend in Jesus. Now, I can't tell you the words because who would have thought? I know many of my friends wouldn't have thought. I was a wild kid. And I don't think it was so much being wild, it was just that everybody was caught up with their life, and I was left to do mine. My family was left to do theirs. That's part of the cycle. I turned out to be okay. So, looks like it's going to be a long ride, even though I'm cruising. Not even halfway there. And I already got started. So, I'll let it go a couple more minutes and then I'll go ahead and shut it down. But, hey, it's Monday. I don't even know what day it is yet. Let's see this. Today is the 18th of March. Holy moly. But that's good, because you know why? For the north, summer's coming. For the south, hurricane season's coming. Holy crap. I never even painted my house this year. Still got to get that done. when I say paint, I've got to get somebody to paint the outside. I'm not climbing on ladders outside anymore. I'm finding lack of motivation to finish doing the inside of mine because I got to climb up on a ladder in my room. I'll get it. I just got to get motivated. But yeah, time flies, and you can't get your time back. So whether you're sitting there and you're dwelling on the time that you're sitting there and everything's going wrong and you don't have anything going right, man, look up. Be thankful right where you are, because you could be a whole lot worse. And I'll tell you what happens for me and what helped me. I do a lot of stuff for work, and I'm constantly reading. I used to read a lot of technical stuff. So when it came time to reading anything for enjoyment, I would either crash or I just couldn't do it. I can't do it. So if you're one of those people that have a hard time reading, get you some audio books. Get you an audio Bible. Just keep playing it over and over and over till you get something out of it. But most importantly, surround yourself with positive friends. Surround yourself with positive people that are Bible knowledgeable. Get yourself into a Bible-based church. Now, I'll never be scholarly, because the days where I could walk around and my mind was like a steel trap, I could go for, I can't even tell you. But I never wrote anything down. And that was part of the vanity thing that I had going on, because Lord knows I should have never had a mind left. But I was blessed. So find you someone that is scholarly, that's got a lot of theology in them, and that can help you. A good Bible-based church that can help you understand what's written and how God is alive and what you can do to make that relationship with Him. Now, it's not about the church, because God's inside every one of us. Whether we choose to bring Him to life or keep Him locked out, that's our own choice. We all got freedom of will. We all got freedom of choice. And there is no doubt, there is no gray matter in this area. None. You're either a believer and walk in the walk the best you can. Not saying you're going to make any mistakes. Not saying you're going to immediately quit some of those bad habits that are not good for you. But you're going to walk the walk the best you can, and you're going to grow, and you're going to fall in love with Jesus and all that He did so that we could have this life, and fall in love with God for all that He gave up so we could have this life. Or you're going to be on the other side of that fence, and you're just going to do whatever the hell you want. Whatever the world throws at you, you're going to take on, you're going to have a good old time, you're going to have a party. And I'm not saying just because you walk the walk with Jesus, you can't go have a party. But you look at life differently, you appreciate things differently, and you don't turn your head when so many bad things are happening. You don't get up all in your neighbor's business because you're not pious. Don't do that. If your brother or sister is walking next to you in Christ and they are faltering, speak with them. But don't go gossiping about them. Don't go thinking that you can do anything better than they can do. Because I'll tell you right now, we're all equal. We're all on equal playing ground. And at any given time, anything you're given, any knowledge you're given, any piece of motive skills you've been given, any piece of mindset that you have, just like a storm coming washing through any material items you have, you can lose that too. So don't think that you've got something one up on anybody. It's not a competition. Yeah, we all want to make money. We all want to do good things. And the more we're out there, and the more praise we get, and the higher we get lifted up, and the more famous we get, Sure, we forget who we are. We become what we're doing. What is it that you want to become? What is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you're going to give back? What is it that you're going to give back for the children of this world to take forward? And if you say, I ain't got no kids, I don't care about none of that, you're going to be one of those that are in a nursing home. Don't matter how much money you had, don't matter how better you think you were. You're going to be one of those in the nursing home. Very lonely, and if you don't have a mind, you're not going to know what those mean, nasty people are going to do. Now, I'm not saying every nursing home has mean, nasty people, because there's a lot of good-hearted people out there taking care of other people. But watch the news. Dare to be different. Dare to make a change. Dare to step up. Dare to pay it forward now. Not when you have to, or not when it's too late. Not when a catastrophe happens. Pay it forward now. Be that kind heart. Be that kind soul. Step out and step up and stop feeling the meism taking over. Sacrifice a little bit. Be humble. And if you haven't been humiliated, it's coming. Have the right relationship with God so you can see it through. Because humiliation is like one big rejection that just breaks you down. And if you're not ready and you don't have God on your side, your whole world's going to come crashing down around you. And it doesn't have to. We own our choices. No one else does. So if you're choosing that your life sucks and all you can do is go out and get high, or you've been getting high and you don't want to, but you don't want to stop, it's all a choice. Start changing from the inside out, and then change your geographics. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you're out there running with the crowd that's partying and doing the drugs, and you're thinking it's all cool and it's all that, and you got it going on. And then all of a sudden your life falls down around you, and all those friends that you were doing all that stuff, they disappeared, and you're left there jonesing for a fix with no one, nothing, no job, no family, no nothing. Change it. It's not too late. Seek professional help. Surround yourself with positive, no agenda friends. Find a Bible-based church. Let those people that truly care about life help you find where you can get your professional help. Because you can't do it on your own. If you could do it on your own, you would have never stayed where you are so long. And that's okay. I am no expert. I can just tell you that I've lived life. I've loved on the best and the worst. I've seen some very dear souls be taken out. I've seen the struggles. I've seen and heard people that have kids at home and the kids are left behind. And I've seen the worst situations turn out to be the most beautiful life. If you can see it and you believe it, through Christ all things are possible. Anyway, my tangent. Be present for your family. Be present for your kids. Don't try to replace quality time with stuff. And kids, if you're listening to this, don't give up. Don't turn to your friends for whatever. Make your mother, make your father listen. All right, love y'all.